Hello everyone. Today is finally the day I'm deciding to do this video. I've thought about this for weeks, filmed this twice already, and it's taking me so long because I really want to try to emulate the experience I give my students in class online. So it's taking me a little longer to put together. Never mind all my failures though, let's get started. We'll first start with the idea of time in terms of BPM or beats per minute. This is how fast a song plays, simply put. This can range from really slow, Mary had a little lamb, to potentially super fast and high energy. Another term for this is tempo, which is the way more commonly used one, but both boil down to the speed at which you play the song, and the speed at which you will be confined to play perfect rhythms to. Another way rhythms can be interpreted is if you imagine them being letters in a word, songs as books, and tempo as the pace you are reading at. For the sake of learning, we will go with the notion that everything we will play will be in the time signature of 4/4, which means that there are 4 beats per measure, and every beat is worth 1 quarter note. Most popular music's written this way anyway, so quite literally a fraction. Time signature just divides a whole into smaller pieces. We'll start with the basic measurement parameter, which is the quarter note. Implied in its name, the quarter note takes up exactly 1/4 of a measure, 1/4. So a whole measure of quarter notes would sound like this. If the tempo is here, it would sound like this. Easy peasy. I will also be using fruits, such as this grape, to visually and audibly represent what a quarter note is, giving us yet another perspective already rooted in something we are familiar with. The skeleton of the exercise we will be using to learn basic rhythms will be played as follows, which is exactly what we just played, but twice. That gives us 2 whole measures of quarter notes played like so. Grape, 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 grape. This is a visual representation of the exercise we will be playing to learn all these rhythms. And it starts with each plate representing a beat and the fruit on the plate representing their respective values. And so it goes grape, 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 grape. Next up, we're going to move to the next slightly faster rhythm, which is an 8th note. And we will be incorporating 8th notes into the exercise we literally just played. These, yet again implied in the name, take up 1/8 of the measure you are playing. So they are half the value of quarter notes, and as a result are twice as fast. If the tempo again is here, 8th notes will be played like this. Twice as fast. We will be placing 8th notes into the skeleton of the exercise on the first and third beat of the first measure we played. 8th, 8th quarter, 8th, 8th quarter. Notice that we did not change the quarter notes on beats 2 and 4. We are only putting the 8th notes on beats 1 and 3. This will be a recurring theme for the first measure of the skeleton exercise for the rest of the video. The second measure will be almost all 8th notes, or how I like to call them, apples. All except for the 4th quarter note, played like so. 8th, 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 8th quarter. Or apple, 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 grape. Apple, grape, apple, grape, apple, 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 grape. Notice how I'm saying the fruit names aloud and audiating with my voice in order to fill up all the space with both syllables. Make sure you do this too. That is the point of the specific fruits I've picked, as the amount of syllables match the value of their notes. Next up is, as I'm sure you figured out, triplets. These notes have a value of 1/12 or 1/12 of a measure, but we use the term triplets because 12 notes is an audible disaster. Because they're one of my favorites, we will be using bananas for triplets in order to audiate and visualize the value of our 12th notes. So a whole measure of 12th notes or bananas or triplets goes like this. Triplet, 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 stop. Banana, 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 banana. Now we're going to place triplets into the skeleton of the exercise we've had up until this point. We will be again replacing the first and the third beat in the first measure and beats 1, 2, and 3 in the second measure. So it will be played like so. Make sure to say banana out loud. Banana, grape, banana, grape, banana, 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 grape. Banana, grape, banana, grape, banana, 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 grape. This one is a little trickier because of its uneven nature compared to quarter notes, and eighth notes. It takes a little more internal groove, but it really helps to sing along. Lastly, we move on to the fastest of the 4 basic rhythms, and those are 16th notes. Yet again, the value of 16th notes is 1/16, 1/16 of the whole measure. These move with a little more speed than triplets, but are no problem if we use our fruits, which in this case is watermelons. Unfortunately, I am using Sour Patch Kids because I did not want to ruin my kitchen trying to cut a real watermelon into 4 pieces. The rhythm in a bar goes as follows. If the tempo is watermelon, 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 watermelon. Now that we know what it sounds like, we're going to implement it yet again into our skeleton, placing them on 1 and 3 of the first measure and 1, 2, and 3 of the second. Watermelon, grape, watermelon, grape, watermelon, 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 grape. Watermelon, grape, watermelon, grape, watermelon, 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 grape. Congrats! You now have very basic rhythmic knowledge of 4 of the most used rhythms in music. Hopefully you now know how to play fundamental rhythms at least a little better than you did before you started this video. I could go on for years on how you can mess with this and different places you could put the rhythms and how you can mix them all up, but you can do that on your own because who wants to hear me talk for more than a couple of minutes? Not me. What's really important is to make sure you feel all the space in between each note. These notes have to have their exact value played in order for you to be a stellar percussionist. And that's why we're starting a little slow and a little more basic, to feel all that empty space between rhythms and to really understand and audiate, to gain better understanding not just audibly, but visually and through the use of our words, which allows us to give them shape and value rooted in more than one of our senses. I encourage my students to play a progressive exercise that I'm going to demonstrate right now that kind of lets you put even more clearly into perspective the different speeds of the rhythms through playing them wherever you are and saying them. Very simply, it's just a measure of quarter notes, a measure of eighth notes, a measure of triplets, and a measure of 16th notes, or a measure of grapes, a measure of apples, a measure of bananas, and a measure of watermelons. Grape, 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 apple, 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 banana, 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 watermelon, 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 watermelon. Stop. Don't worry, we did all those rhythms already. It's super easy and it's in your skill set. You just gotta pull it out of your toolbox. Remember that you can always go back to any point in the video and practice at any speed because YouTube allows somewhere down here for you to reduce the speed. So if you really want to take it even slower, you could. I will also be providing help in the comments and any other form of communication if anyone genuinely needs help with this, as that is the point of the entire channel. That's it for the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, please, or not. Whatever, I take forever, right? Until next time.